What's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. I know everyone is having a legendary day. The West is not enough, but it still feels good, doesn't it? All right, we're going to go ahead and go over our NFC West San Francisco 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals. But before we go ahead and get into that today, we got to remind you to help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link. Link will be in the description of this video or podcast. Go ahead and go to seatgiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. And, of course, catch us Friday at 6 p.m. here on the West Coast. Jason and I will be reviewing our Christmas showdown with the Baltimore Ravens. Go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe to see everywhere you can subscribe. And follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio, and Twitter at Niner Faithful R. Catch, I'm assuming I'm probably going to do all the games. We're gonna be working that out probably, during the show. But we'll be live post game, halftime, pregame, all that good stuff. And of course, listen to the end of the show to get your special 20% off of all four of the Faithful by the Faithful Season 3 apparel. Make sure you tune in to the end of the show. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking.
Weiss has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
What's cracking, Jason? How you doing, bro?
What up, man? You kind of jumped the gun.
What?
Because we started early and the Instagram stream wasn't ready yet. There's a certain way you have to do it to get everything to go live at the same time. But
all right, my bad.
Luckily, I kind of figured out how to do it.
Okay, good.
You can't just, so when you do it, you can't just hit live here. You have to hit live on Instagram at the same time. It's kind of a weird.
So if y'all can't tell, we just officially, Jason just, Sunday?
What
was it, Sunday?
No, Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. Sunday, we literally just got the ability to stream to Instagram. Greetings, Instagram. What's up?
Indeed, right now we've got 2 watchers over on Instagram already. We got Soratax26 and then Pyro3319. Thank you.
Yay. What's up? Welcome. So Carcat, what's up, Carcat? So welcome everybody. We're trying to still work out this Instagram, thing. So if there's any bugs, please forgive us. We're testing out. We're trying to see, difference between YouTube, Twitter, all these different platforms we have the ability to stream to get the most views. What's cracking, Jason?
Not much, man. Just another day enjoying the our NFC West divisional championship, but don't care. I already moved on. The West is not enough.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, honestly, bro, I was really debating on whether I was going to have my victory cigar. I went and when I got my last order of Swishers and mini Swishers, I went ahead and ordered this 20-pack of cigars, right? And I was sitting there and I was going to crack the new one because I had the one last week for Clinchmas, and when you said, you're like, bro, I'm going to have it at the Super Bowl. And I thought to myself, and I was like, when just hearing Dre Greenlaw, just be like, bro, I'm tired of these fucking shirts. Like, I've got 3 of these.
I want
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cool, awesome. And I thought about that, and I was like, part of me was like, if I had my victory cigar, like you and I have been faithful long enough that it always been NFC championships and NFC West divisions in our lifetimes, brother. Miss Veronica, hello.
Miss Veronica, how you doing? Thank you.
So I will never ever apologize and not celebrate the Niners winning the West. I will never not winning 12 straight division games.
Yep.
Great win. I mean, look, I remember some years. Look, I was there. Fucking Colt McCoy, bruh, came into Levi Stadium. So it was no guarantee, especially I was asking you, if the Cardinals were a little bit of a better team, we might have lost that game. Like, it was very, very clear that we missed Javon Hargraves and Eric Armstead. It was evident. I mean, they were just.
Miss Teresa, how you going?
And I want to ask you this: do you think Fred packed it in? Because to me, he did not have a good ball game.
No, Fred was probably honestly the weakest link on that defensive team on Saturday, or excuse me, on Sunday. If you ask me, he was absolutely terrible.
I counted 4 missed tackles.
I have said before how many times that Fred has a little bit of an issue with a little bit of getting overconfident of himself. He starts feeling himself a little bit too much. And so, once every 4 to 6 weeks, he almost like he needs a game to look like shit to bring himself back to reality. Like, I bet you I don't necessarily think that it's going to be that, he was phoning it in. We're going to, let's beat these guys. We got this in the bag. I'm saving myself for Baltimore, because to be honest, fuck Baltimore. As far as I'm concerned, lose the Baltimore game. I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for me, this being my probably second most expensive ticket, and the fact of that, with the Eagles losing, I wasn't able to get the standings graphic done yet, but I'm currently working on it. With the Eagles losing and everything, look, Eagles, Cry-Girls, and Lions all lose next week. We have a chance to wrap up the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Now, ultimately, I don't think that happens. I think Detroit might lose.
But for everybody to lose, that's a hell of a lot to ask.
Yeah, that's. I really feel that we got the blessing this week that we could step back. We could say, okay, we're a game up on everybody, right? Even if we lose to Baltimore and we're worst comes to worst, we're tied. We still have a better NFC record than Detroit. So what's the worst? Worst comes to worst, we can clinch the 2 seed with the win in Washington, which will probably happen no matter what, unless the Lions lose. And honestly, are you fully confident that the 1 seed isn't going to come down to us having to win Week 18 against the Yams?
Am I confident that it won't or that it will?
I'm being sarcastic. It's pretty much going to come down to that Week 18. Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, basically, for sure, we have to win 2 of the last 3 games.
Yeah.
And then everything else, and like I said, in my opinion, if there was a game to toss in, it should have been the Baltimore game.
Yeah.
But we didn't, or I don't think we are. I mean, it's easy to say that, but these guys know. They know what's going on. They know that this is a potential Super Bowl matchup / rematch. And so they all know what's up with that. So they're going to come up to it. You always play your bet. You get yourself up for when you play against better competition and everything. So
besides Miami, can you really believe? Besides Miami, and maybe if the Bills get hot, kind of like a circa New York Giants type, that, hey, we weren't the best team all year. We were just the hottest team at the right time. Besides those 2 teams, if you said, T, bet the $39 you just got for tips today, cash tips today, on a team, on an AFC team being in the Super Bowl, and I had to do it, it'd be Baltimore.
Yeah. The only other team that would worry me, and it's be the same reason why it would worry me about the Bills, Chiefs. I mean, if the Chiefs get hot, it's because of Josh Allen. If the Chiefs get hot, because of who? Patrick Mahomes.
And this is what I tell everybody's. Oh, he's not. Mitchell is a disaster for the Ravens. I'm sorry. Look, that does suck, but it's a quarterback league, bro. Because I was talking to my coworker today, and she was like, "What's the biggest difference between the Niners?" She knew that she doesn't watch football like that, but she knew the Niners had CMC last year and everything like that. And I said, "Look, my co-host and I were there when Brock first played. He didn't start, but we were there when he first got." I said, "Brock's just a better quarterback," and I said, "I don't." She's a soccer fan, so I was like, "I don't know the equivalent. I think a midfield player is the equivalent of quarterback in soccer." I was like, I don't know what the equivalent is, but basically, as your quarterback goes, you go. And sure, Brock's not maybe the best quarterback in the in the league. We're not getting into that debate, but Brock Purdy is definitely the best quarterback we've had. Since Jeff Garcia.
Since Jimmy, let's be honest, Jimmy wasn't.
Jimmy in 2019. Jimmy 2019.
Yeah. Again, Jimmy had issues, but Jimmy's issues were up there. And if there's anything Brock excels at more than anybody else kind of thing right now, it's all up here. Those 4 years that he got to play at Iowa State, he saw a lot of shit. He's seen everything. There's not much you can throw at him that he hasn't seen already. So
you know what I think the combination is that you have a quarterback that is elite at processing, right? And you have a coach that's elite at telling him what he's going to get. And I would say a good 8 out of 10 times he's right. 8 out of 10 times, Kyle's going to be able to say, "Hey, we're going to call this play against this coverage. This is what, you go here, here, here." And Brock's very simple at seeing it. Boom, boom, boom. And so when you have the combination of those two things, it gets you MVP status.
One of the perfect examples of that is that one of the balls that he threw to Kittle, the one that was right over the middle.
Yeah.
He called.
Yeah.
You watched him. He looked directly at those guys blitzing. He looked there, and he knew that he was only going to have maybe 2.5 seconds, not even, probably like less than a second, to take a step back, plant his field, and throw that ball right where those two guys were going to be, in that missing zone area. And bam, he hit it. So it's plays like that, or the plays where he hit CMC, on the rollout, where Brendel just got obliterated straight up the middle by the tackle.
Yeah.
And he rolls out and he throws it to a wide open Christian McCaffrey. So, it's just stuff like that he can process faster than most people. It's very rare to see a quarterback who's able to process this much and read defenses like that.
But I don't want to disrespect Brock when I say that he can make throws that I haven't seen. That throw to the what was it, Debo's first or second touchdown? It was the one where he wasn't wide open. I believe that's the Debo's second touchdown.
Second.
Could you throw that ball any better, Jason?
I don't think you could get, if you lined up all 32 quarterbacks in this league, you might get 10 that can make that ball. You know what I mean? Put that ball right there on the perfect spot like that. That's for a ball that wasn't that, wasn't deep, wasn't thrown hard or anything like that. It's got to be one of the most impressive throws he's had so far. It's not the first one he's put like that either. He had one earlier in the season to Debo on the opposite end zone. And then I think Ayuk had one too.
The first touchdown of the season to BA.
It's so long I don't remember.
Right. It's kind of crazy. I was actually just talking to my girl about that on Sunday. I sat here and I said, "It's so funny, babe. It just seems like yesterday that, I was bouncing up and down and getting ready, for week 1 in Pittsburgh, picking out my first Niner fit and, getting all excited." And I said, and literally we're right here, division champs, week 15, 14 games into the season. It seemed to go by And then your boy's Christmas party for work's tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. Your boy's Christmas party for work is, matter of fact, I gotta go get my hair cut and my beard trimmed after the show.
Just want to say what's up to Beto, who has joined us on the Instagram. How's it, Uso?
What's up, Beto? So anyway, real quick, I mean, we already said what we had to, but Brock
That's
is
an easy one, man.
Yeah, that's we could go CMC, but it's like, are you just gonna pick like? Then we might as well just call it the George Kittlecorn CMC fucking weekly award. You know, Debo, another
MVP
2 touchdown game.
You know,
like
the whole
this,
MVP race. Debo's stealing votes from, or not Debo. CMC is going to be stealing votes from Purdy. Purdy's going to be stealing votes from him. So it's just like, can we just have co-MVPs? And could you imagine? So Debo has had 7 touchdowns in like 3 games. Could you imagine his totals for the season had he not missed those games? He'd be right up there with those 2.
I believe Raheem's at 18. CMC has 20 now. And you know what the crazy thing about this? You know, watching all this CMC, and I was a baby. I was a baby when Jerry broke got the 23 touchdowns in 12 games, by the way, in 12 games. Yeah. It made me realize how special Jerry Rice was, because we watched CMC this whole year, right? And think about that. Jerry did 3 more touchdowns than CMC has, and the season ended 4 games ago. Or 2 games ago. Sorry, 2 games ago.
Yeah, so
Jerry did more than what CMC did, and the season ended 2 games ago. It would have been the Eagles game. Would have been the last game of the year.
And we'll never see a stretch like that. 12. Even if you take any 12-game stretch, I don't think we're ever going to get something like that.
No. It's and what we're starting to see as you know, we're slowly starting to see Jerry records fall. I said, look. Some of his, I don't think career touchdowns might not get touched. Maybe somebody might touch his career touchdowns. But I said, as we're seeing these at least season records fall, I think most of Jerry's career records are pretty safe. Maybe catches and yards might be, in today's NFL. But I said, what makes Jerry the greatest football player of all time is that we'll never see one single person hold all those records. So every record that you see Jerry broke, and you hear, oh, so and so owns this record now, and so Jerry owned all that. Just one player owned this all. So anyway.
Tommy, thank you for showing up, brother.
Yes. Last joins, I want to say only 7 players to have scored 7 touchdowns against a team in a year. I don't know what the fucking Cardinals did to piss off CMC, but
but see, here's the thing: it's like he did the same thing to him when he was the Panther. So it's not just, hey, he's playing on a better team now and everything. It's like, no, he was doing the same shit on worse teams with Carolina.
I say the Cardinals lost this game because of coaching, and I will say because of coaching in 2 ways. How the fuck do you lose CMC and Debo? Like, how do you lose track of Debo Samuel and CMC? I don't get it, Jason.
The only thing, this is the only way I see how you get, at least on the Debo one. I don't think there's an excuse really for the CMC one, but for the Debo one, and I'm going to be quoting some
going the opposite way.
Well, not only that, but like JT O'Sullivan says, 19 takes plays off. Did he not look like he wasn't going to be getting the ball? And he was, and it's true. Like, I don't know if anybody watches JT O'Sullivan's breakdowns. He is very critical of Debo with his fast running, more or less, is what it is. And so you see Debo go across the formation, and by the time he hits Trent Williams, you're not necessarily at a full sprint anyways, but you actually see him kick it down another gear, and he just kind of trots out into the flats. And
he purposely described like he was half-assing it, and that was the idea of the play, was he was half-assing it. They take their eyes off of him, and that's exactly what they expected. And
that is a FU to JT O'Sullivan. Like, look, I can do this all day long. Like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to go half this because they're not going to pay attention to me. So, by the way, I just scored a touchdown.
And I don't want to say this because, like, Look, I have a problem criticizing people who literally played in the NFL, but like, where was all this greatness and knowledge and everything when you were a fucking Niner quarterback? Like I'm old enough to remember when JT O'Sullivan was our quarterback, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Respect him. But where was all this?
Not everybody's meant to be a player.
What do they say? Those who can't do, teach, right?
Exactly.
So I mean, big respects. And like I said, JT Sullivan has forgotten more football than I'll ever know in my life. He understands football at a level that I couldn't understand in probably 3 lifetimes. So this is not a critique of his YouTube channel or anything. I actually enjoy his content and everything. Reason why, even though I don't really listen to podcasts anymore, reason why Believe in 49ers was one of my favorite podcasts, because Eric Davis literally played for the Niners. Him and Gary Plummer were my favorite color commentators. Why? Because they literally played for the Niners.
Gary was awesome commentator.
I loved Gary. He let me hold his
off the chain.
He let me hold a Super Bowl 29 ring.
I think you told me that,
yeah. The Niners had a training camp at San Jose State, and we got to be on the sideline because Andre was like one of the biggest boosters. Our group home owner was like one of the biggest boosters at San Jose State. Anyway, so we got a lot of privileges around San Jose State football. I was actually there the night that Jeff Garcia went in the Ring of Honor, and I got Jeremy Newberry to sign my Niner wallet. And I remember we had just lost to the Yams, and I told him, I said, "Hey, Jeremy, fuck the Yams." And he goes, "Don't worry, next time we're gonna get in that ass." Exact quote from Jerry Newberry. Right? Jeremy Newberry, low key, one of the low key great Niner centers in Niner history.
Yeah, just by the way, this is completely thought, but I just got the pop up for it. By the way, the Instagram stream ends automatically at an hour. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah. I know that. We're probably gonna keep it close to an hour because I got to go get my shit chopped. I don't have to be there till 7:30, but still, I want to wash my hair, wash my beard. So congratulations. I mean, I want to walk away from this game and not take away the fact that we were NFC West. BC, don't even
We're
trip.
fashionably on time, BC. Don't even sweat, brother.
But I don't want to take away that you can't make the playoffs without clinching a playoff spot. And we did that last week. You can't guarantee a home playoff game without winning your division. We did that this week. It's steps. You got to take step 1 to get to step 2, step 2 to step 3. We can't jump to step 6. We got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so the hardest thing to do in sports is to do what you're supposed to. Right? But the pressure's on. Like this team, anything less than a Super Bowl is a major disappointment. Under these current circumstances, knock on wood, somebody gets hurt, something like, okay, there might be some situations where we can understand. But this team fully healthy, playing at this level of football, there is no reason that why you're not coming down to the Bay Area in mid-February.
By the way, I talked to my boss about that, and he's like, "What?" Because my boss, he doesn't do sports at all. He doesn't know anything about any sports at all. And I was like, "Hey, just so you know, I might be gone for a few days in February." He's like, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I'm going down." I was like, "Should everything work out, we win the Super Bowl, I'm going down to Frisco." He's like, "Do you have a parade for that shit?"
Yeah.
Like he doesn't know anything. He's just like,
"Oh, and it's gonna be the most crackedest parade." Like, yeah, the Giants, the 2010, I mean, literally nobody had been alive to see the San Francisco Giants win the World Series because they never had. But the Niners, look, if you would probably ask me, I would say the people of San Francisco, the Giants own the hearts of San Francisco, right? The Bay Area, the Bay Area is Niners, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bay Area is when all teams, everything created equal, all teams are winning and all that. The Niners run the Bay. But I already it was so funny. So my district manager was there today, right? And I took an order, and it's like a running joke at work. I won't work cashier. Like I won't be a cashier because they're not going to pay me what I'm worth. So I took everybody was in the back, so I took an order on the register today, and my boss was right there to make sure I did it right and everything. And my DM walked taking the payment, and I said, "Hey, Gary, 20." Hold on, let me see. We just lost the internet for a second.
Yeah, you're breaking. I was about to say you're breaking up a little bit.
Am I back?
Yep, you're good.
Okay. So anyway, long story short, my district manager walks by. I say $20 an hour, and he was talking to me earlier about my season tickets, and I said, he goes, said something about a ticket or whatever, or I said something about a Christmas present, and he goes, "Oh, a 49ers playoff ticket," and I said, $20 an hour. There might be a playoff ticket in your email, Gary. Or I was like a Christmas ticket in your email, Gary, like that, right? And he laughed and he goes, "Oh, that's my boss's decision," like that, right? And I go, "Okay, well, you know what? There might be a Niner Christmas ticket in his email then, right?" And I looked at it. I said, "Oh, Priscilla knows I'm going to come down with the worst stomach flu ever the day of the Super Bowl parade." I was like, she should already know. Like, oh God, boss, I can't even move, boss. Like I was like, she already knows. But funny story, and then I'll end my little rant here. My boss I don't even know if she's a Niner fan, but I know her husband's a huge Niner fan. He works at the Safeway that Joe shops at. So he's got autographs from Joe. He's got pictures with Joe and everything. Well, I guess he's subscribed to Travis King on YouTube. And her daughter's watching a Niner video one day. And her daughter goes, "Mom, it's TJ from work." And she goes, "What the hell are you talking about, Justina?" She goes, "What the hell are you talking about?" She goes, "Look on the video, look." And my boss looks up the video, and it was one of the music videos me and my girl were in. And my boss comes in laughing. He goes, "Justina picked you out in a Niner music video." And she goes, "You really do it?" I was like, "Look, boss, I told you I ain't bullshitting. Like, y'all think I walk in with my Niner hat, my Niner tattoo? Like, y'all think this is fake? What do you think I do every Sunday? Y'all really don't think I'm there? I show up with the stamp. When I go to the games, I show up for my stamp, voice all halfway gone. Like, would you think I'm at home just like, but yeah, anyway. So I know we're going to get into Baltimore, but we need to get healthy because I know we've taken the attitude of hey, this game doesn't matter, and no matter what, we're still going to be the 1 seed, all those things. But it's going to be a long Christmas if that run D shows up. What's up, David? Go ahead, Jason.
I got you. So long.
But yeah, so who, by the way, they did, besides a loss, a game we won, they did give us our toughest game. And I don't know how you feel, Jason, but I think they're playing better than they were week 2.
This is what I'm going to say. Yes, we gave up a lot of rushing yards. How many of those rush yards came on 2 or 3 really long plays? Probably over 100, or roughly pretty close to 100, would you not say?
Yeah, they were getting some big plays. They were gashing.
Okay, so if they went for 230, for everything, and you take away 100-ish off those big plays, and obviously those big plays came from missed tackles, Fred on 2 of them, and then just in general, we actually didn't play. No, I mean 2 of the long plays that they had were off missed tackles by Fred.
Yep.
So I don't, as bad as the numbers were, I don't think it's as bad as they were. And part of the reason why they were getting a lot of those chunk plays, especially late, like that last drive, they were against our 3rd and 4th string, is that Javon Kinlaw and Givens were out there for so long because Khalil Davis was hurt. He was out of the game. They were just worn out. at the end of the game. There was just nothing. It's like we can't sub anybody else in, so just keep going. So I'm not saying it's not something to worry about. I just don't think that it's the gloom and doom as bad as it is, kind of thing. But yeah,
No,
so we definitely got to straighten it up.
I think that look, that's not our run defense. If Javon Hargrave and Eric Armstead or shit, even one of them was out there, we gave up that performance. And like you said, sure, the basically two big runs, both on missed tackles by Fred. By the way, we didn't even do this. We'll get to him next.
I know what you're doing.
If we do it next week, and then the week after, if we give up a lot of rush yards to Washington, especially with that type of ball game, that's probably going to be, because now it's officially in the Niners' hands. The 1 seed is in our hands, especially considering with the loss this week, scheduling in an L. At least maybe not this week, but 2 of the next 3 weeks, preferably not one in the NFC, because then it could get a little hazy with Detroit. But running the ball is what playoff football is. And proud of the offense. I went into the pregame, and I won't be as harsh on the defense as I want to be, because I did go into the pregame and I said, this is an O game. This is a game that the O's got to win us this ball game. And they did. The O won us this ball game. But when we get into the playoffs, we need A+ games from our D, because Minnesota I'm not worried about. But playing the Yams, that would, especially not knowing what happened week 18, it's hard to sweep a team 3 games. It's hard to beat a team 2 times in a year. 3 times,
yeah.
So the Yams is the one I don't want to see. Fuck them. I believe we could beat them, but that's going to be a harder game than I need it to be. But the one big shout out. I think everybody should know who Bam Bam Defensive MVP of the week is. Big for Mooney Man to show up. He talked about how a lot of people, in his circle were like, "Hey, bro, it's the Cardinals. Don't stress yourself this week and everything like that." And he came out and was like, "Nah, bro, it's a division game and it's an opportunity to win the division." And so big shout out for Charvarius showing up. And as concerned as we were about the secondary, specifically Diamador Lenore, going into the playoffs last year, I'm 180 degrees different this year. I think the secondary might be one of our strengths.
It definitely balled out the last 2 weeks, but I think yesterday definitely showed that, we had some issues with the run D. They definitely carried this defense last weekend.
Now, this is a game that, like I said, if we show up with that type of run D, this is Lamar we're playing, and sure, I know Purdy's the betting favorite and everything like that, but this is going to be a huge game for that aspect. Brock looks like shit, and Lamar comes and throws 5 touchdowns, and throws 400 something yards and rushes for another 100 and a touchdown. You see what I'm saying? Like, Lamar can put himself in the MVP conversation real quick.
Oh, easily. He's not that far behind everybody in that conversation. Most people won't talk about him, but he's not that far behind from being in that conversation. And like you said, one good game on a nationally televised game.
That's all it takes.
Damn, it's all. I forget who it was that was talking about. It's like you need context if you're going to win the MVP. Right now, Lamar doesn't have context or a story behind him.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
hey, I just beat the Niners on Monday Night Football. We
In their stadium.
Exactly. So that puts him right back into that conversation.
Yeah. Who, by the way, people were talking about were the best team in football, not even mentioning us in the conversation. I ain't heard anybody really say the best team in football is the Ravens. It's been pretty much the Niners or people who are just basically being trolls, like Nick Wright or whatever.
I've lost all respect for that, man. Like, I didn't have much to begin with. It's completely gone now.
It's just, to me, like, the one I shared you with the Javon Kinlaw over what he was saying, before the season and everything like that. It's easy for Niner fans to beat our chest and, you were wrong and everything about Brock, but we can't deny that this has gone better than we ever could have expected, reasonably, right? Like, come on, Jason. Before the season, Brock Purdy, the betting favorite of the the MVP betting favorite. Come on, bro. Come on.
You're either completely naive or just crazy. I mean, like, I thought it'd be okay.
You're a faithful who thinks we shit and piss rainbows and butterflies. You know what I'm saying? And you're just a complete homer.
You remember he was injured in the offseason?
I'm saying, coming back from basically Tommy John surgery, like there is reasons to believe that, and history, literally every single Mr. Relevant in history to say, hey, look, he's going to regress to the meme and what he is. But to me, the consistent disrespect when you've been proven wrong week in, week out, minus 3 fucking weeks, which if you look over a 17-game season and the Niners literally go 14-3, I mean, a 3-game rough patch is what you're beating your chest to, which, by the way, we lost to the Browns, which at the time were fucking, they were leading the division and all that.
Yep.
Kirk Cousins probably played the game of his fucking life, and then you add the contents of our quarterback being concussed and our rookie kicker missing a kick, right? Okay, and let's be real, that ball game's a lot different if Niners are up 7-0. CMC's fumble. I mean, we can't deny it. He was critical of himself, and then Joe Burrow, who probably was playing the single greatest game I've seen of a quarterback like live in my entire life. I had never seen some shit like that.
Burrows has put together some damn good games over the years. I mean,
I'm just saying, that was fucking insane.
Games, but he was on point in that game. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy. And so, yeah. So, which one of those losses do you feel the Niners can be embarrassed about? The Vikings are probably a playoff team, right?
I would say
the Browns,
the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, that you could say was the worst one, because I would say the low point of Brock's career so far was that pick in the red zone.
Well, not only that, but you could just see that at that point there was no I shouldn't say there was no, but the lack of confidence in the team, you could definitely see like, oh shit. Like I think that was the game where they finally realized, like, you know what? Maybe we're not as good as we think we are in our heads.
Yeah.
And maybe we need to actually try. And now that, they took the week off, and now that we're trying again, they're like, oh yeah, we're back on our shit again. You know what I mean? Like, this is how good we have to be, as long as we keep that mental aspect of, hey, we're fucking good and nobody beats us.
Yeah, like we just play with a little pissed off, a little chip on our shoulder. We
need to be a little arrogant, a little, like you said, a little pissed off. That's when this team is at its best.
So as we're looking into the season, and let's be real. You know, all these stories, Steve Wilkes moving to the sideline. You know, we end the quest. All these things are going to become Niner legend. You know, you and I will be talking about it. You know, talking about doing a podcast during this year. You know, to our grandkids. You feel me? Type of situation. So, or nieces and nephews, or great nieces and nephews. You know, I think it was a combination of a perfect storm. I think we were tired. I think we were feeling ourselves a little bit. I think we got humbled. You feel me? Sure, Steve Wilkes moving to the sideline. That we cannot say that didn't play a small part. You know, trading for Chase Young. You know, all these things a perfect storm have came to create. You want to know something funny? I was thinking about this year. You and I were talking as we were going into the playoffs. I don't remember if it was before, during, week of, whatever it was. And we counted how many wins it was going to take in order to win the Super Bowl. Right? And I believe it was 13 wins in a row that it was going to take for the Niners to, you know, since that Kansas City game in order to win the Super Bowl. And you and I talked about that's a tough feat for nothing, just absolutely nothing to go wrong. You know, to cost you any type of slip up. I don't know, your quarterback getting his arm damn near fucking ripped off. You know, anything couldn't go wrong. And lo and behold, it did. And it was 12 wins. You know what the 12th win would be if the Niners go on a 12-game winning streak this year? You know what the 12th win would be?
Super Bowl, I'm assuming. That's where you're going with this.
The Super Bowl, baby. Can we do back-to-back 12-game winning streaks? I think if that happens, then Shanahan automatically becomes second greatest coach in Niner history. I think he goes over George Fife.
I don't think you can.
You can't give him best. You can't give him best. Okay, that will always be Bill. Okay, just as long as Niner fans who remember him are around to either remember or pass on the stories, you know, of what it really was like and how Bill basically built this, and every standard we talk about was basically Bill. So I don't think, but like George Seifert was essentially handed a team.
Yeah,
let's be real. He was handed a team. The fact that I believe there are probably Niner fans that you would talk to that would say it was a disappointment that he only got 2 championships. You know,
with the way he was handed, it's a good argument for him to have it for. You know what I mean? It's hard to say no to.
Yeah, 95? So 89 through 95. I mean, you're talking about some of the greatest teams in NFL history.
I just want to shout out a couple of people on Instagram right quick, since it's our first one. We've got Fern 4988, Niners Northwest, and then Purple Kisses 1986. Thank you guys for showing up on our first stream onto the Instagram.
Purple
also,
Kisses
we got Eric Willis. I'm sorry.
Purple Kisses is my daughter's godmother. So what's up?
Oh,
what's up, Swifty?
Okay.
Yeah, Purple Kisses is my daughter's godmother.
Yeah.
Eric, I'm not going to talk shit to you this week, bro, because you might have possibly saved the Niners 1 seed. Straight up, bro. The Niners with the 1 seed. We got that much percentage to thank for y'all.
No. We had. Don't give any credit to Seattle. The Eagles lost. Everything after that is irrelevant. Just like when
Thank you, Jason. Thank you for slapping me back into reality.
It's just like when the Eagles lost the week before. I don't remember who they played, but I know.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you, brother. Thank you for slapping me back into reality. Because, because I think, look, I don't want to put the choke title on, but if we don't win the 1 seed, it's a disappointment. Because it's definitely set up for us to handle business, for us to handle our own. And legitly, I said this at the Niner at Levi's, and I'll say it on air, so it's on record. If we don't win the number 1 seed, we don't deserve it, because we were given what any football team asked for: one thing, an opportunity, an op. That's all you want. And we were handed this opportunity with a scheduled loss. You know, here you get one game to not be at your best, so you don't have to win 12 fucking games in a row, you know? And you don't get it done. I'm sorry. I don't want any excuses. I'm sorry. There's none. None. What is it? What's it going to take now? Like, literally, this might be one of the best Niner teams ever. Minus when you have the GOAT. Like, think about it. Besides, like, take away Jerry, you know, who's the GOAT. I mean, sure, you could argue individually position by position, but in the salary cap NFL, which is, let's be real, what ended the dynasty was the salary cap and misdrafting. You know, not being salary cap and not being able to have a quarterback when Steve went down were essentially what cost the Niners. Yeah, I didn't see what happened. I can't remember what my girl said, or I think she walked up and she's like, yeah, Philly's already up 7-0. Because my girl asked me, she goes, do you think they're going to lose a game? I said, I think Philly's going to win out. And I was literally, like, I know TMI, but I was literally about to take a shit. My boy texted me and was like, he was like, fucking Sheacocks. And he was like, cry, Eagles, cry. And I was like, holy shit, did they win? And I checked the score. I was like, holy fuck, the Eagles lost. I was like, oh, wait. I said, did they win? Slap myself. I don't want to get into that rest versus resting. How about we handle our business first? You know, before let's get it before we start talking about rest versus rust. Because honestly, Jason, how far up your throat was your heart yesterday when Brock was laying on the ground?
I think
mine was about right here.
And we found out very quickly on that first pass that Sam Darnold threw
Yes.
why. Some of us were basically, if we had to count on Sam Darnold for this season, some of us were ready to just throw in the fucking towel.
That was ugly. How do you throw a man into a 50-50 ball? Like,
it's just, yeah, dude. I was just like, oh no, not this. It's just, and it's not necessarily that. Not necessarily it's just a backup quarterback. It's that the backup quarterback was Sam Darnold. Like, if we had almost
specifically
any
who your
other
backup quarterback is.
Exactly. If we had almost anybody else back there, I'd be like, all right, we can do this. But no, not with Sam. I have absolutely no faith in this team with Sam Darnold. Like, none.
If anything, I think that helped Brock's MVP case, because anybody who believes, anybody can come in and quarterback this team, literally, like, that is a 2 pass sequence of, no, not everybody can come in and look like an MVP quarterback for this team. That pass right there probably made it Brock a couple extra 10-15 million on his next contract. Straight up.
I think that's the, as soon as they saw that pass, they're like, Brock, you're going in. Well, coach, I don't give a fuck. You're going in.
Yeah. Sam Darnold. I don't know how far back that comment was posted, but yeah, Sam Darnold. So literally okay, Jason, I have to say this. As captain of the Empire, and I want everybody in the comments to get. I'm not being fucking first mate. I'm CEO, nigga. Matter of fact, you know what? I didn't even do it. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm gonna get off air real quick. Hold on.
If you guys haven't noticed, TJ is extremely butthurt about the whole captain thing and him being my first.
Yes, mate. There you go. CEO. You're going out painful. Can we put it into every coach's whatever we gotta do? Literally, nobody wearing the number fucking 10 for this football team will ever field a fucking punt again in their fucking history. Can everybody give me an amen? Can we second that, Niner Empire, please? Please,
I'm not going to
I've never
second
had
it.
bigger
I'm going to add
PTSD
to
in my life.
Just retire the number. I don't want to see number 10
Yes.
again in my
Yes.
life.
Yes. You know what? I am down if the last player that we remember as fucking number 10 is Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm perfectly okay with that. I'll go buy a fucking Jimmy, whatever I got to do. We cannot ever allow a number 10 to field a punt a day in our history ever again.
I think that come next season, whenever Ronnie Bell gets a chance to change his number, he needs to get the fuck out of jersey number.
Yes.
Like, I don't care what
is.
number he wears. If he wears, 98,
99.
get the hell out of number 10. Yeah, I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, fight Kinlaw for it.
Ugliest number ever. 43.
43. Yeah, well,
43 is an ugly ass number.
I don't know why, but it is an ugly number. Yeah, 44 is nice, but 40, yeah. But
like, it's an unspoken law that if you're number 44, you have to be a fullback, right? That's like unspoken law in Niner history. Like,
did you hear about the news that they're going to have an AP fullback position this year?
What happened?
They're going to actually have an AP fullback for the All Pros.
All Pros.
There's going to be an actual fullback position. Yeah, there's just juice. I mean, there's the guy from there's the one dude from not the Titans. Yeah, it is. The Titans have one, and then the Ravens also use a fullback quite often.
Yeah. I knew that.
So I mean, it's a 3-man race, but honestly, it's juice because
just
those guys are just big blockers that might catch 1 or 2 games out of the year. But that's
What's up, bro? How you doing?
What up, Spongy? How you doing, brother?
So,
Spongy, how the Eagles doing today, buddy?
Hey, so you bought your ticket to your flight ticket to Levi's for that NFC Championship game yet, bro?
No, I'm not coming out.
I'm talking to Spongy right there.
Oh, Spongy. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm asking.
I have one chance to come down there, and I'm not. I have one chance to get down there.
So apparently, he said, "I'm pissed." I know. Philly is.
I would be too. I mean, if that was me in my position, I'd be yelling and screaming too.
I didn't see the play, so he said no. So your boy might have accidentally, no matter what, like kind of got signed up for playoff tickets, and it seems like they're going to be really excited. I have no idea how the fuck I'm going to do this. I emailed them, so we're going to see what's going on, but I might not have a choice. I might be there. Hopefully Bubby's not watching because I have not told her yet.
I don't know which part of my soul I have left, but I guess I'm giving it up for tickets.
Yeah. So, this is not good.
Like, I don't know how many Horcruxes I have left, but
yeah, you know what? I fucking love that Brad Potter reference. So anyway, bruh. So, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. So, little Harry Potter. Who's better, Slayer or Babbitt? Answer. A new word greater than both of them. Yeah. I'm not trying to cause drama or anything, bruh, because we'll have our own drama come playoff time. But Debo kind of tried to warn y'all. I mean, didn't he? Debo kind of told y'all. I mean, everybody, talked down on him and talked bad about the man, but I mean, Debo kind of did tell everybody that Bradbury was trash. I mean, and then what proceeded to he was coming to y'all's funeral, and then Anyway, no, for real, bro. We'll keep it legit, bro. I think this is because, look, I don't want to. We said we didn't want to overplay this win, right, Jason? We said when we beat the Eagles, look, this ain't the fucking Super Bowl. Shit, they ain't even the playoffs. We'll probably see them again, and it's not really going to matter that we beat them December 3rd if we don't beat them that time. Let's be real.
Yep. So the same thing as
I would easily
division title.
Cool. If you told me that every time the Niners play the Eagles in the playoffs, we beat them, I would give up every regular season game. You know what I'm saying? So, legitly, but that can't have affected them, bruh. I'm sorry. As a human being, all offseason, right, we talked that shit. Specifically Debo. show up in
Yeah.
all black. Come on, bro. You and I talked about how that was a message. You and I agree. That was a message. Trent came out and said it was a message. We were showing up to kill. We were showing up for a funeral. And then proceeded to whoop that ass like that. I mean, you've got to question yourself, bruh. If that had been the reverse, I would say it about the Niners.
Yeah.
If we had lost that game and came out and lost the 2 games, especially to the Sheacocks, right? Think about that. We would have lost that game, lost to the Sheacocks, and then come out and lose to the Cardinals. Yeah, I would say the Niners have some deep soul. They're questioning some things. The Eagles might be questioning some things, bro.
Now, to be fair, we also got our shit kicked for 3 weeks in a row. We turned it around, and look what we're at. So now we're seeing if, what the Eagles are made of, because they're going to be going home. They're going to be thinking and doing the exact same things that we just did, that we did midseason. The question is, can they turn it around like we did? So, I mean, we'll see.
Let's be real. If the playoffs shake out the way that I think they will, the divisional round were essentially, I think it'll be Niners, Rams, and Cry Girls, Eagles, right? So regardless, we're gonna have two good football teams, right? You can't deny that the Eagles and the Cry Girls are good football teams, right? That are motivated. You can't say that the Eagles nor the Cry Girls would be motivated coming into Levi Stadium.
Yeah. It's playoffs. If you're not motivated, what are you doing?
Well, regardless, come on, bro. That's going to give them a little extra.
Yeah.
Now, whatever, we go out, we whoop that ass and take your soul again, then, yeah, we won't get into that. But so, honestly, look, do I think I ultimately think the Eagles will win the division. I think they'll ultimately be the 2 seed. And I think ultimately, because of that, it'll end up being us versus them in the NFC Championship game. I think that game's in Dallas. I think the Cry Girls have a chance. But the fact that I think Philly's going to win that the division, and the round 2 would be in Philadelphia, I think ultimately bruh, come holla at me. I'm gonna be in the main concourse and everything. Get at me, David. I might have, if I can get all my giveaway stuff and get through it and organize it and see what I want to give away, I might show up with some stuff to give away to people on Christmas Day. So if you come say what's up to your boy, I might have some show up fan appreciation show giveaway stuff, like some t-shirts or something.
So before we go a little bit too longer, because I want to get this in before the Instagram video cuts off, I want to give a shout out to everybody on this channel who showed up and that also has their own YouTube channels. So we've got Carcast 49ers Talk. Please jump over to his channel, show him some love. Let me scroll down. We've got BC. Also, look up Brian Culp on YouTube. He's grinding away for his YouTube channel as well. We got Mr. John LaJoy, who is part of the Trinity of Faithful here that do streaming in the Pacific Northwest. Let's see. We got Mr. David McNiner, not part of the Trinity, but another good YouTuber himself. Please go show some love to his channel. Let's see. Let me go down. We got Spongy. I believe you still do your YouTube channel. And then we got Mr. Ryan with No Border Sports, who I swear grinds harder than anybody else. This man probably does a show, seems like for hours every single day. So please go over to No Border Sports and show him some love on his. And he's up. I got to make sure he is the final piece of the trinity of 49er streamers here in Hawksland.
Okay, one
second. Then we got Mr. David Corona, who I know he's working on his, but I don't know if he's actually got it set up and running it. But make sure you guys show him some love on his. If not now, later. Bebop.
Okay. Beat the Ravens is the promo code for 20% off of For the Faithful, by the Faithful, season 3 apparel. before we lose Instagram, I wanted to make sure we got that in. All right, bro. I think that should be a wrap. Anything else?
Yeah, so just so guys, everybody knows, I started doing reaction videos to the highlight things. Like everybody, the new thing on YouTube is like reaction videos and everything. So I did do a reaction video to the highlight the highlight film that the NFL puts out. So if everybody could do us a favor and go over to the Not a Faithful Radio YouTube and give that video a watch. I think so far it's got close to like 50 views already so far. So more than likely, I'm probably going to be doing this more often every week. Also with it, don't forget that Monday night's game, not going to be doing the halftime show, unfortunately. I will be working.
Yeah. And I'll probably give Jamie the night off.
And then there's also a good chance New Year's Eve I might not be doing it because I might be going. Actually, it looks like there's a good chance I'm probably going to the Steelers-Seahawks game.
All right. So that would be the New Year's Eve.
The New Year's Eve game.
Yeah. Okay. Washington. All right. Well, I'll take care of that.
That one's not 100%, but it's looking like my brother has an extra ticket, and him being the Steelers fan, I was like, you know what? I'll show up in the Niners game and just talk shit to everybody. Probably get beat up.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. We talk hella shit because you'll see like random people at Levi's and everything like that. Like
every time I'm in the Seahawks game, there's always other people there for other teams in their gear.
I know a person who's a Bear fan that's a season ticket holder.
How is because this Tony? I remember there is some connection that he has up here.
All right. Yeah, beat the Ravens. Yeah, I want a little revenge. Look, to have all those teams lose is a big ask, but yeah, that's since your boy's really not getting a Christmas present. Your wifey went a little overzealous with everybody else's Christmas presents, so I told her, I said, you know what, babe, just give me the number one seat on Christmas and. I'm legit, bro. And we actually did legitly. Her mom gave us a pretty 50-inch screen TV. So, yeah,
not bad.
Yeah, not bad. So your boy got something, and I'm getting a haircut in about 2 hours. So, all right, bro. We'll see you Friday.
Friday
yeah,
for sure. Friday, I'll be on Friday. Yep.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Jason, for coming in this week. Before we get out of here, we, of course, got to remind everybody, help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link. Link is in the description of this video or podcast. Go to SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. Help out Niner Faithful Radio. Or check us out Friday. NFR Weekly News Wrap. 6 p.m. here on the West Coast. Just to see everywhere you can subscribe, go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio. Twitter at Niner Faithful R. Catch me doing halftime, pregame, postgame, Christmas. Oh boy, it's going to be a fun one. And again, beat the Ravens. Is the promo code for 20% off of season 3 for the Faithful by the Faithful apparel. See y'all Friday. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.